What's going on, everybody? Are you ready for Monday Market Open? Biggest earnings week ever. That's what we're looking at. First the intro, then we get into it. I'm pumped. Are you guys pumped? Crypto's back, people. Crypto's back. See you soon. What's going on, everybody? Are you ready for Monday in what it is? Let's just actually switch straight over. I want to just see this. What is going to be an earnings palooza? My goodness, have you ever seen a stacked card like this? It's like watching the UFC on the weekend. It was knockout after knockout after knockout, but here we have knockout earnings week. I don't think I've seen a stacked show like this one in quite some time. We have, what don't we have here? We've got Apple, we've got Facebook, we've got Microsoft, Harry's Tesla, the people's Tesla tonight. I'm scared for you. 7.5 to 8% expected volatility. But with Tesla, it can be like 10% plus. John Joseph says, no mute. This guy is on it. I'm feeling better, John. I survived the plague that my niece gave me. The plague has been survived. Cheers to everybody. Lots of water on the weekend. The plague has been survived. Now we have earnings palooza. And I'm going to be here with you every step of the way because I'm totally pumped for this week. I sometimes get excited for the markets, but I think it's an exciting decade in the market. So I'll be here for at least this week anyway with you guys. The Doge meme, Gravity Falls, loving it. Absolutely, guys. Get into the Discord community. 352 people already joining us for Monday Stock Market and Crypto Market Open. I'm just going to call it the Open, even though crypto never sleeps. What are we going to do? Get in there, present memes. I'm telling you, I want to do a meme section on the stream. I would love to just keep the memes coming, share them with the community, critique them when possible, but that long leg Doge meme, that thing, it's godly. I love the long leg Doge meme. I kind of want to make a shirt and just put long leg Doge on it. I love long leg Doge. So this week's, of course, all about the earnings. Everybody's here. We're ready for it. Let's go through some of the technical analysis. But first, we have to consult the Oracle chart that was shared in the community as well, because this is really my main kind of concept of what investment has looked like. And I think it's probably become very clear since, let's call it August. So up until August, yes, I know the market was recovering and everyone was like, bull green, let's buy, let's buy, let's buy. But for a lot of investors, I think it became very apparent between kind of like April and then more like June, July, August, that it was going down the line of a really big bullish move. And some people would say, well, you missed some of the opportunity down the bottom here. Yeah, but you don't always know if it's going to come back down and do what it does every other time. So it's kind of playing into the rule book. Now, a lot of people still disagreeing with me on this one, but that's okay. We'll see how it plays out. I expect, and we expect new highs this week. We'll be talking about the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, crazy big potential little day trades in there as well with bullish intentions. But it's of course going to come down to fundamentals. This week is fundamentals week to a T. So this chart is always cool. And I think I drew all over my face then because that's where I had it. But anyway, you get the point. We're at this peak. If May and June, if we start to get a bit of a fall in May, we have to respect the Oracle chart. We'll have to come back to this. We'll play it out over time. So what else have we got to start off with this week? Of course, earnings beat, season rate kind of stuff. Make sure you know where this is at. We'll be watching it throughout the week as well. 90% beats right now, but of course, core businesses not necessarily doing so well. David Sarenbach and a few people here are going crazy about AMC. Let's have a look. I hate this stock. This stock is on the bad list. TDOC, terrible demon thing. You know, I was saying in the private community today, I did a quick hangout, 4.63 by the way on AMC. You know why this happened? You know why this happened and why things are green? Let me look. What have I been saying on AMC for so long? I don't care about whatever the news is. It doesn't matter. The news is just made up crap, really. But what is important here is it closed at 10.16. 10.16, $10 plus was breached. What is this doing? It's previous. Look, it's a trough. It's a peak. It's a higher trough. And look, a little higher peak. Now you've got 4.82% up in the pre-market. Where does it go next? Well, I think it's going to go to $11. Why? Because $11 makes sense. What's the next level that makes sense? $12. This thing just trades within dollar ranges. So the first time you see a daily close above, it's going to get bullish. Kevin says Tesla never follows. Yeah, of course it doesn't follow fundamentals, Kevin. It follows the rocket, man. It follows the rocket, Tesla. It doesn't. If you actually looked at it from a pure fundamentals perspective and went back and showed someone that in the 90s, they'd go nuts. They'd rip your head off. It wouldn't be good. But we know there's more there, and of course, the market expects big things from it. Eventually, it'll ask, hey, we need these earnings and we need them now, but not just yet, possibly. Ooh, all right. So AMC, yes, I see what you're seeing here, and I guess I will leave that chart now, and we'll go back to some of those things later. BTC, crypto people, are you happy with the crypto gains today? Look on the right-hand side here. We've got Cardano up 14%. We've got DOT up 11%. We've got Link up 10.82%, and we've somehow got XRP up the most, 20%. These are of the big ones. Doge, still really high, actually, 26.8. I know a lot of people say, oh, I want Doge to $1. You really don't. Not if you like the other coins. If you like the other coins, then you don't want Doge to $1. Doge can hover here. It can do its little thing, have its little rotation each way. But if Doge goes to $1, we've seen what it does. It breaks the crypto market. It ruins confidence. Not good. By the way, guys, I don't know if I need to say it, but please like the stream. Subscribe, like, do all those things. Unfortunately, YouTube has not been treating us well recently. We got those disappearing things that happened the other day. That's fixed. Thank you, community. Thank you for fixing that. But if you like it, it does go a long way to supporting us. You don't have to super chat. You don't have to do anything else. Just like the damn thing. Help us out. So here we've got BTC, and I'm put it on the daily straight away, and then I'll go the 8 hour and I'll show you everything that happened here and why you need to pay attention to something moving forward. It doesn't matter whether it's a stock, it doesn't matter whether it's crypto, a commodity, or anything. BTC moving into what will be a big problem zone, 55,000. It's gotten past what I think has already been the first problem zone. It seems to be dealing with that right now, but 55,000 is an issue. Not only is it a 5K increment, which Bitcoin cares about, but on top of that, it's a 20 and a 50 cross potential. Both of these will act as dynamic resistance. Now, if it crunches these and closes a daily above or an 8 hour or 4 hour, it's beautiful. It's so good. It's so good because when we get past there, let's go back. Let's go back to the 60 trend. It's too easy. In crypto, it's too easy. Once you clear nice, big, solid levels, you go to the next solid level. We know 60 is going to act as a little bit of resistance, possibly not as much as last time, but I want to talk to you more about this. Okay, we know where we are. We know there's problems here. We know we're trying to clear above them, blah, blah, blah. But what I want to talk about is this nasty candle that happened on the weekend and how this happens in currency all the time. It happens in stocks all the time, and it is a retail hunt. It's where the whales have come in. They've hunted the seas. They've unfortunately done bad things. They've pilfered the ocean, and then they create this candle. And this candle happens a lot. So this is the support. You got 48,000. Then you get the full-on nasty flash. That flash makes a new low. What does that do? Takes out stop losses. Poor people. Who here? Anyone in the community? Did you accidentally get hit by this stop? Come forward. Tell us if you got hit by the stop. It doesn't matter. We're not going to judge. This is nasty business here, guys. This is where the creatures come in and they dominate the market and they take our money and they do it all the time. And what you need to do is you need to be the patient panda. And when you're the patient panda and you get back up to this level here and you see that follow-on momentum, that is when you want to be really striking. Because this all here, we don't know. We don't know anything. We have no idea where this is going to stop. Do we think it's going to be 48? I don't know. Do we think it's going to be 43, 45? We don't know at this stage. 43, 45 was where we were kind of targeting. Whoa. Samuel Fitzpatrick coming in. Stonk Squad membership. Thank you so much, Samuel. Welcome to the community. Very good. Enjoy the emoticons. I still need help with the emoticons, guys. If you are a graphic beast, come into the Discord, share with me your graphic beast emoticons, and I can upload them to YouTube, and you can be immortalized with the community, and people can be sharing them. I need knife, falling knife. Every time we see falling knife charts, I'd love you guys to spam those knives. We need big brain, and we need a few others. So I want to keep talking about this candle, then we'll read what you guys have to say here. And yes, this candle here, bottom base, new low. New low is actually important. It's actually it's stronger to the buy side, because when it takes out the stop losses, you know that when it reverses and when you take a little bit higher, you don't need to wait for the close up here. See, what a lot of people think is you have to wait for this close. I'm of two minds about that. I've watched these for 10 years plus, 12 years plus. I've slowly refined the concept. And the concept now for me is you've got the low, you've got the new low. I love the new low because this proves that it was a nasty stop hunt. Then when you get the follow on after the close, and I want follow on, I don't want no follow on. I'll show you where you get burnt in that. When you get that follow on, you can get into the long side, and there's a good chance that's the base. What is this as well? It's basically like a double bottom pattern. So when you've got a double bottom pattern, what can you do? You can at least take that distance and extrapolate that out. And this one actually proofs to a higher point. So we'll see where the Bitcoin does hold here, but at least all of this delicious part here is really great. This part here is really, really, really great. So I like that, but I want to show you where you don't just buy bullish hammers. Look, rejection hammer here on the 50 as well. Very important moving average. What doesn't this do? There's no follow on. There's no follow on. No follow equals no deal. No deal. We don't do deals with the no follow. So yeah, I like it. I think 55K is going to be an issue. I think it's having a great run here, and hopefully it comes back. By the way, Samuel Fitzpatrick couldn't handle being part of the Stonk Squad. Just instant upgrade there, Samuel. Make sure you link your Discord with the YouTube thing. The instructions are in the Discord. Very good. Samuel Fitzpatrick says, Tom, I joined as a member just to tell you that you're muted. I think you should always start on mute as a tradition. Yeah, it probably would help the YouTube algorithm. You guys go crazy when I'm muted. I sometimes do it for fun, but last week, you guys got me. I mute after I come in with the intro, and then sometimes I forget to unmute. Never set stop loss, eat those red crayons, says John Joseph. Let's see who else got here. Josh Norton says missed buy order by $50. Bad luck there, Josh. But why were you buying down here, Josh? What were you doing? So a new low is formed and you're like, I'm going to buy. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, Josh. I'm not sure about that. I like the fact that you're getting into the trade, but when it makes a new low, you don't want that. That's bad. Sold a little. I didn't do stop losses. I am the king of bag holding, says Donkin Dave. Don't trade currency, Donkin Dave. You're banned from currency, okay? Because in currency, if you don't have stop losses, you get messed up. You get messed up. Welcome to the 1,167 viewers. Thank you so much for joining us Monday. It is Tesla Monday. We'll be talking about Tesla in just a few minutes. It seems like Oh, unfortunately, Adrian Juiced says, I got stopped out. That's where the nasty whales. They got Adrian, but he'll learn for next time. And Adrian will not make the mistake again. Firstly, of being in a random zone, possibly. But also, on top of that, he'll know that 4-hour candle makes a big difference. So Bitcoin to start with, I'll stop rambling about this. 55K is the big issue here. 53, 53.5, there is problems. Let's have a look at the lines. Let's see what's going on here on the lines. Hopefully you can see it on the right-hand side. It's always fun. I want to get more. I'll get all these bid order lines for you. Unfortunately, in Australia, I can't get a linked trading view, it looks like. If someone in the community knows a company that will allow me to sync lines, like as in bid orders, with the stock market into TradingView from Australia, or let me open an account, reach out to me, because I need that for this stream bad, and I don't know which one works. So, because I'd love to do bids. When the market opens, I'd love to see volume. I'd love to show you how to read it, how everything about it. So in this case, we can see here mostly 55,000s where they're lining up. 54 is pretty weak, and the buy sides are pretty weak as well. So there's really not much strength in between 51.5. And with Bitcoin there's a lot of manipulation where there's like heaps and heaps and heaps of coins supposedly sitting there, and then they just poof. So you do really need to think about where are the most amount of coins, but there's a lot of weakness in this zone between buying and selling dynamics. If it comes back down to 51,186, 52 kind of area, sorry, 51.5-ish kind of area, I expect buying pressure to recommence for Bitcoin, and something like this may happen. A bit down, pull up, struggles with the 55. Once it gets past the 55, I don't really care about these highs, whatever, and then we can move towards 60,000. So I'm pretty optimistic here on Bitcoin for the week ahead. We'll check it out very soon. Are there any other coins of interest? Well, let's go over to Ethereum, the stronger and better coin. Another perfect buy opportunity zone that's been happening quite a few times. Came back down to the 21 previous resistance area. Very strong buying here. Actually, a little bit of a trend line that's occurred there. Is it going to break out? Let's go to the daily. So you'll notice here the daily closes. Let's get rid of whatever that is. Daily closes, it hasn't closed above the 2,500, but this is still repricing itself. Similar to 17, it's catching up with Bitcoin. Will it go towards 3,000? I mean, once it gets through 25, that's the next target, 3,000. I've upgraded this one. Remember, I had it at 26 for the year end a few months ago, whenever it was. When it was $1,400, I had 26. Now, we have to go higher. We're going towards potentially 3,000. Will it stop before 3,000? Yes. Why? Because before 3,000, you're going to have consolidation. It's not going to be able to smash through that level easily. It's always going to stop a little bit before or sell just before, etc., etc. So, yeah, Ethereum looks good. It's not like exceptional at this zone, though. It's not exceptional when you compare it to other coins. Cardano, very strong. 122, you know I hate that level. So 122, 123 is a lot of resistance around there. Whatever, we'll come back to Cardano when it gets interesting. DOT here, 36 is going to be a big issue for DOT. So if you're not sure, 36 resistance, I think this week is going to be a big issue. Not sure why it leaves some of these random things on. Where is it right now? 32. Let's go here. Another very decent formation just occurred. DOT is weaker, but that's actually another closure out. See how that's basically a double bottom pattern? Where's the proofing to? Into the high. So this one here is actually proofing. DOT is proofing correctly with the range. See that range proof? Very, very strong. So nice pattern and breakout there. It looks all right on the charts. I think that's not too bad for DOT. Link, right on resistance at this point. Very similar. They're all the same patterns. They're all the same patterns. Pick your poison, really. XRP, bit better. Breakout already occurred. Retest already occurred. Now dealing with this 50. The 50 has been a double resistance. So this is going to be a little bit of sell-off pressure, maybe. Maybe it retests again and then hopefully breaks through. What is this price? 122. Yeah, once it gets through there, you would think it reprices itself to 140. So there could be some nice percentages there for XRP. This is a coin that's still emblazoned with issues and stuff. But look, all the coin market's good. What you really don't want, though, is Doge going on another 50-cent bender. Because if Doge goes on a 50-cent bender, all the coins are going to get collapsed again, and it's not that cool. It's not that cool. Knock Knock says, "Oi, Tom, $5. Hi, he's wondering about Uniswap. Yes, Uniswap's been very good. Oi, Tom, Uniswap is doing me good. Doubled down this weekend at the drop. Uni had such a good hold on it too. What a great coin. Ahead of the big announcement. Uni, what is it, 3.0 or something like that? This is probably, you can tell in the charts that this thing is very, very strong. So it's come down a few times. You know, it came down 30%. Some of the other coins, though, you got to remember, were weaker. So crypto lives and breathes on random announcements coming out about stuff. And it seems to have a lot of hype into announcements. Weekly, you can see there's no close ever above the $34. That's where it closed yesterday. It's bullish right now. There's nothing bad about this chart. I've talked about how I expected it to get closer to the DOT valuation, to the Cardano valuation. So we'll go over to the valuation right now. Let's bring it up. Yeah, we'll use this chart, whatever. FOMC, of course, later on this week as well for stock market traders. We'll talk about maybe that a little bit later. So you can see here, Uniswap still trading at 18. Maybe it deserves to be 30. Getting closer to the 1, 2, 3 combo. You got the Uniswap, the Polkadot, and the Cardano. They should all probably be very similarly priced. There's always cases each way, but that's the kind of opening that you had there, and that's why the unicorn was okay ahead of announcements. You've also got Chainlink. You know, Chainlink probably could be up there with the 20 to 30 billion kind of crowd, and Solana is a new one that's just coming in now. So it's just really about one moves up, the other one comes back, etc., etc., etc. Yeah. D__G says Doge will go on a bender. Jassa says altcoins are all rising 10 to 11% last night. Tom, is this just a pump? Look, it seems likely. I said the thing about Bitcoin is it makes no sense for this to be the end of Bitcoin. And what I mean by that is, yes, on a weekly, if you check out Bitcoin, it looks insane. So you check out a weekly and you go look at this and you go, whoa, that thing really did look euphoric. However, usually a market, the end of a cycle, it doesn't do this on a daily. I've never seen a market end a cycle where it goes, oh yeah, you know, we'll meander up here. And that's basically a meander for Bitcoin world. And then we'll crash and then it's over. It usually goes like this. Yeehaw! And it goes to the moon. It has giant, big, long candles. Look even at the tech boom and bust that happened. Every time it's very similar. Look at, actually, let's have a look at this one. Let's have a look at, I'm not even sure what it looks like here. I'll bring up this. Do I have it here? I'm not sure if these ones are it. Let's go to the weekly. There we go. Okay. That's what I expect. Glorious beast mode, where it comes from like this. It has a couple of flashes. This is kind of like the flash that I expected here. And then it goes on one final glorious bender. And then it's all over. It doesn't usually have like this little thing at the end where it's like, yeah, we're going to go sideways for a bit and then it's going to fail. It usually just goes peak and then goodbye. And then it has pullback, blow off. And that's what this market did here. And that's the type of thing that happened in 2017. That's the thing that happens in every single market bull into bear. It's one of the things that I look at keenly. Look at this. It had a nice pullback, had two nice pullbacks throughout the run. So let's consider one of these as possibly. This is during the 15 run. And then boom, just gets absolutely dumped. And that's usually a sign that things are getting bad. But it usually makes one almighty greedy new peak. And this is a market. Remember, this is a stock market, not even a coin. So I think it's still got potential. Look at the end of crypto last time. Huge bullish movements. Monstrous sell-off. Usually 30% plus just flash crashes and then comes back. So there's a lot going on in the crypto market. This is not what I expect for the end of the market. That's just weird. It's way too well thought out. Maybe it's the end, but I don't think so. What do you guys think? Do you reckon it's the end or it's going to keep going? Some haters out there, I know in our chart. I know you guys are stock and it's hard for me to balance the commodities, the stocks, and the crypto that we do on this channel, but just some of my thoughts. Tyler Dunworth says, lol, where's the Doge army? Did they give up already? Oh, they'll come back. They'll come back. And in fact, I don't think they've given up with the 26-cent Doge. Wow, we've got a massive donation coming in here. US $10. Mark Sharabono. Probably not your name, how I said it there. But thank you so much, Mark. US $10. Oh, he's telling me how. He says, Charbonneau. Ah, thank you very much. Hopefully that's still correct. he's telling me I'm not saying his name correctly. There we go. Charbonneau. All right, I'll try to remember that. Thank you so much, Mark. TA on Matt Mattel, please. What do you make of the day after earnings action? Oh, let's have a look at Matt. Then we'll go over to the stock market. Then we'll do Tesla because it is Tesla earnings day. Oh, look at this. So this was, of course, the earnings. So earnings came out after market, I assume, for this. I didn't watch Mattel's earnings call. And then the next day it comes out, gaps up in height, and then comes back. What do I make of that? I haven't read the earnings, but I assume there's something in there that's a little bit different to what they expected. So while it did open up, then someone went, oh, let's look at it a different way. Maybe it's just like a bit of a trap for some options. I don't think I'd be worried about where it is. So it's just come back down to really the resistance becoming support. So have you done the analysis on this one? I would have thought that these games companies or kids toys companies should be doing okay actually this year. I think consumer discretionary is going to be strong. I've mentioned that several times. Free money for all. Tons of money with crypto, tons of money from random stock traders trading GME, AMC, and every other stock under the sun. So there is a lot of money out there at the moment in the markets, and I think consumer spending is there. There's obviously a bunch of gifty kind of stuff that could go long. Yeah, I don't really think too much of it. It's not unusual for an earnings to gap up and not be able to hold, because people look at it and they go, oh, I'm going to sell because I'm up. How much percentage? You know, how much percentage is this? This is a 10% gain. And also it gets a lot of retail traders hyped in. So it's kind of like what happened with Shop, or it happened with a lot of trades recently. They've gapped up and then they've failed to hold their up momentum. I don't think it's negative based on what I see on this chart. I like the series of high lows coming through. I like the consolidation. And because I assume this earnings call was at the afternoon, then the next day was just trade. It was just like really taking advantage of anyone that bought in thinking it was going to go really long. There's a lot of people looking at daily plus minus and they're saying, oh, this stock's up 10% today. Buy. And they all think they're going to be pump stocks. But this type of stock doesn't pump like that. You know that. We know that. Anyone that's been around for a long time knows this is not the stock that you want to be pumping and dumping. It's worth too much money. I mean, it's 7.342 billion, and it's it's an old legacy company. I mean, this type of thing doesn't work like that. But thank you for your donation, and I think it's okay. James Miz says, if pre-market prices are higher than the closing price, it's best to buy immediately as market opens. Really? What are you talking about there, James? I'm not sure. Now, I've heard on the grapevine of madness at the moment that supposedly, just for silver traders, I'll give you a little bit of love here, that supposedly there's great, glorious things happening in the silver market. May 1st, May 3rd, you can look it up on the internet if you want to. It's all about this idea of silver squeeze. I'm interested to be live streaming those events, just to live stream how silver reacts to this. So there's going to be some online movement towards the silver squeeze. Last time we saw it be actually quite a powerful event. I mean, remember the silver squeeze during that whole GME thing, this pushed this market pretty hard. So I wonder what's going to happen now when we already have gold, we already have silver looking relatively strong on the charts. We've talked about how they're kind of waking up here. Look at copper on the chart, phenomenal. Look at iron ore on the chart, phenomenal stuff. Everything's looking sweet right now in these markets. I've got here, actually, I'll do Matthew, I'll do your one. Matthew Tainch coming in with a $5 donation. I'll do yours before others. Australian $5. Hey, Tom, could you have a look at gold, please? Well, we've got silver here. So just 20.50. 2 moving average is about to cross. We know that's a very significant crossover. Happened once here. You can see the downside that occurs and what happens after that. So this is a very significant cross. We've got our trough, we've got our peak, we've got our higher trough. Lightning bolt complete. And now we're moving towards the next level. We actually even got what I would consider a confirmation break high, because remember, there was no other body. I mean, it was at 26.650, yes. If you're trading silver, every single 50 cents is really all the resistance and support you need on this thing. But yeah, I would love to see a breakout from here, because that would open 28, and you know what I feel about 28 plus. 28 plus brings us 30 down. It brings us quite a lot higher. Let's move over to gold quickly. What are my thoughts here? A little bit weak on gold. Unfortunate. So it false broke, and I'll just tell you, if you're trading, this is unfortunate here. So if you're trading in a market and you see what we saw, which was the 4-hour 20 finding huge bullish pressure again, unfortunately this candle here, which is testing the highs and then full rejecting like a shooting star or pin bar rejection, when it closes underneath the 20, you got to scrap it. You got to scrap the trade. And every time you got to scrap it. You can get back in later, but statistically you've got to scrap this trade. So take a snap of that. Whenever this happens, just with this particular thing where it's tested the resistance and sold, you've got to scrap the trade and come back to the drawing board later. Now, am I saying gold is bust and it's not going to move up? No, but unfortunately that type of thing will push it to the 50. You can see it's now tested the 20 at the hit this point, and it looks like we could close underneath the 50. I think if we close underneath the 50, back to 1760 for us, 1755, and hopefully we find more buying pressure at that point. So yes, and it's really unfortunate for gold traders. I feel a bit bad for people that were up here, because as soon as we cleared 1797 with a buy, we were going to 1825. But this particular candle was horrible. I remember saying in the room on Friday, I was like, oh, that sucks. Like that 4 hour is so bad. I've seen it time and time again. I hate it. It's very common in currency trading, and it sucks because when it happens, it's very likely you're going to get your stop loss taken out. I hope this 50 can hold. Let's see how this 4 hour closes, but otherwise back down here, back down to the resistances, and we'll see where the tests can be found. I still expect gold to bull off this area though. Options expiring tomorrow drive silver and gold down, says SD. Yeah, that kind of thing does happen. John S says, Tom, it's going to be hilarious when COMEX delivers 5-car bars to all the silver bulls. Then they try to fence it at their local dealer and have to pay 10% fee. Yeah, it's true, John. AMC ripping. That's very cool. All right, let's just quickly go back to these donations so I can get caught up here. JCC Reptile, Super Chat $5. Do you believe news should be taken into account when analyzing markets or just TA? What type of news, man? Very open sentence. So if you're trading a stock, and we'll go over to the US 100 and talk about the Nasdaq and Tesla now. Okay, so there's a good question. It's hard to answer completely, of course, but the way that I would do it is this. If you're trading a stock, let's say that stock is Tesla, and you're not aware of the news and you're trading just TA today, hey, you got to be careful. Look, that news absolutely must be taken into consideration. In fact, when you trade any stock, news about that company, specifically earnings, is very, very important. It's also important you know when the dividends happen. Some TA traders out there, they'll tell you, don't worry about the news. You don't need to care. It doesn't matter. Who cares? We trade what the chart says. That's fine. But in stocks, imagine if you could take together your bias of fundamentals, because remember, you're mostly buying in stocks. So your bias of fundamentals, you love a company, and I'll actually show you an example. You love a company. You guys know I love this company, this random Cloudflare company. And then you're starting to see solid TA breakouts. And when you see that kind of solid TA breakout, you can say, bang, I want to buy that thing. It gives you the gorilla ape hands that people talk about. It gives you the diamonds. You become, very, very, very strong in your sentiment, and you can hold the position. So the fundamentals allow you to hold, and the technicals allow you to find great price. Now, where I think people come unstuck, and I'm ranting about this for a good reason, is they go, Tom, the CPI matters. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. I don't care about the CPI. It's a culmination of every single one of those results. So when you talk about let's say a Fed meeting or something, what the market does is it's as simple as this, really. It has like a scorecard and it says GDP number, good. CPI number, good. I don't know, some like unemployment rate, bad, okay? Whatever else is happening there. And it scores them all up. And it says, how many good ones do we have? How many bad ones do we have? And it kind of keeps a ledger. Now, if the story becomes bad, then all of a sudden those bad bits of result that happen after that start to affect the market. But the first couple don't. So it's like you kind of have to keep up with it, but you almost could completely ignore it. It's specifically government policy, monetary policy, those two things semi-matter, and then following your stock's fundamentals. And that's why indices are much easier, because all you need to care about is government policy and fiscal policy. And when they start the wheel, they don't stop the wheel. People think, they're going to get rid of fiscal policy in a few years. They cannot stop. In Japan, they could not stop. They can't stop. They own all their bonds. They own every single one. They love their bonds. They just keep buying them. It's like nationalizing debt. They own 70% of their bonds or 65? I don't even know what the crazy figure is. So it just shows you how far the American market can take it. I mean, you might disagree with me, but I did some crazy study last year on how far I think the US economy could take this whole $1 trillion kind of Fed stuff. And I think they could take it way further. I'm talking 20, 30, $40 trillion. And I'm not even kidding you. And they probably will by the time it's all said and done. Now, will there be corrections and crashes and all sorts of things over the next decade? Sure. But eventually it all blows up and it'll be bad. It will be bad. Very bad. So yes, the way I would do it is follow the news for your company, follow your fundamental research, bring it together with your TA for your longs, pick your levels, those kind of things, and focus on 5 charts, 5 stocks. I don't want to see you trading 50 stocks, 5 stocks. Dav G, super chat of $8. Keen on your views on AEF on the ASX in at 787 TAR. We'll do so soon, Dav. Thank you very much. And we've got, Heather Neal, super chat of Canadian, $20. That is a lot of Australian coins. Hey, Tom, looking to open a large position on the Mara. Thoughts on when will be the best time to enter? Well, if you're bullish on the Bitcoin charts, Heather, that's probably going to be it. But look, guys, can we get some claps in the chat here for Heather Neal? Thank you very much, Heather. That is a massive super chat. You guys are really bringing it here for the Monday. Before I do all this other analysis and everything, I just want to quickly jump into the US 100 and Tesla, because I know a lot of people are here for it. We've got 1,700 viewers here. Thank you so much for joining us on Monday Open, 26th of April. Even here in Australia, it might be 10:38 p.m., but we're here. How many Australians out there in the crowd? New Zealand people? How many? Represent, guys. I want to see all the Australians and all the New Zealand people that love the US market as much as I do, because the US market is the best market. And everyone here knows it. It's the best. It is the best market, okay? It's the best. So here we go. US 100, 13,919. What is going on here? It's looking pretty good towards the bull side. So we've been kind of thinking about this 14.4 level for a while. I'll explain to new viewers why. It's because of the inverse head and shoulders we saw down here. We got so crazy bullish over here. It was crazy. We were so bullish on the FANG. It was mad bullish. We hit the level of resistance so quickly. It was amazing. And then we've consolidated. So I don't actually mind the consolidation. I don't think it's bad. But we need to understand the key levels here for the markets this week. So the US 100 is a convoluted mess, realistically. We look at this daily and we go, What the hell is going on there? We got down, we got up, we got down, we got up. I don't care. Let's move over to the S&P 500 because that's where it's less convoluted and less nasty. We go over here. We have great support, 41.20. That was what we were laser focused on last week. If we saw a close under 41.20, it would have been bad. Selling would have incurred. Why? Because on the 4 hour, we had a peak, we had a trough, lower peak, lower trough. All of the sequences that caused the bearish move of the correction. But we didn't have that, and now we're at the resistance. And you can see, always do your analysis here, guys. SPX, SPY, QQQ, NDX, those codes on TradingView. If you want to use TradingView, click the link somewhere in the description. I don't know where it is. But if you do that, because it helps us, 41.80, we know our resistance. Where are we now? 41.81. So we're going to open around resistance, 41.81. And if we close above this, what are we doing? We are creating a channel. A channel. And that channel goes to 42.50. Now, we're in fundamentals week. So this week is the only week that I would be like every time I would be sitting here going, oh, TA looks good. But, you know, this is the craziest economic week we've had in some time. We've got crazy earnings. We've got Tesla starting it off, and we saw Apple, Microsoft, everything else. So it's such a hard TA week. It is fundamental central. It really is. And usually it's not, but it really is this week. So if some of these companies, like I don't expect Microsoft and Apple to not meet some expectations, but Wall Street might just say, hey, we don't care. We expected it to be great. It's great, but we overpriced the stock, so we're going to sell it off anyway. This breakup here would 8 out of 10, maybe 7 out of 10. I don't want to put numbers on it, but it would have been a statistically good kind of breakout. It's the right type of pattern in the right type of trend. But because of the earnings, that has me worried. 41.20 still remains to be heavy support though. And if that breaks through to the low, I think we go back to that chart at the start of this stream and we start to talk about, you know, the bad things. So that's how I've trapped the market this week. The 20 moving average here on the 4 hour, but specifically 41.20 and the 41.80. I want to see 41.80 broken out, and then day traders will probably get involved in this market. Earnings will end up corrupting each way, how it all goes. Let's move over to Tesla, because I know we've got so many viewers in here. 1,800 of you. Welcome. Welcome. If you haven't been here before, hopefully you enjoy it. Definitely check out the Discord. Come on in. Let's see how many people are joining the Discord. We have a welcome. Look at them trickling in to the Discord. Thank you so much, guys. I want to see someone come in through here. MYR, thank you. Bernard, Heather, everybody else. It's good to have you in here. I think we're up to like almost 4,000 in there. So it's really moving. Or maybe it's 3.5. I don't know. But it's a lot of people, and the memes are so good. So good. 738 here, pre-market Tesla. So it's opening right on resistance. These are the resistance levels. We've got 740. That is an annoying zone. I mean, you would almost upgrade it to 745 based on the fact that 2 times now it's hit that level. It just sold off on the 4 hour. So we've got maybe the 720. We know that's great support. We've been consistent. We've held these levels forever. And then we've got the nasty 780. So we've got 780, 800. These zones matter for Tesla. Now, if we get a sick result today and Tesla looks glorious, where do we expect the market to go? Towards 780, 800. Will it have problems there? Yes. Why? Because at 800, we have the previous nasty channel. So this was the low forms. These were the low areas which we broke through, and we got super bearish Tesla right here. We didn't actually get bearish Tesla till this candle. And I've explained that in several streams. We've talked about this to death. But this was the candle that we were like, oh my God, the first time I've ever seen Tesla look bearish in like a year and a half. Or like not that long because the pandemic. But before that, after the pandemic, it did not look one time bearish. It was bull, 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 bull. Every single signal was bullish on the larger time frames. Then suddenly we get the bearish action. So I expect 800 to be a big problem for it. But I want to remind everybody that's coming in here, the implied volatility on Tesla is 7.5% to 8% move today after hours. So you need to be prepared that that is actually how much the market expects the market to move on this earnings. 7.5% to 8%. Very large implied volatility. Therefore, options will be trading at a premium because of that. And on top of that, If you're not aware of taking a potential 8% loss in a day, I don't know which way you're positioned, of course, but that's what could happen throughout the session. That is the expected volatility. One of those high stocks that just trades like a beast, like nothing else. It really is crazy. We've got a lot of new people joining in the community. Thank you, guys, for everyone that just joined then. So, all right. 2050 cross on the daily, 720 support, 745 we'll go with. We'll upgrade it to 745 for the resistance, and we're trading here 738 pre-market. So if we get through 745, do we expect lots of buying into the earnings? Yeah. I didn't expect this to happen so late. I actually thought we'd be at 780 before earnings. I really did. Everything was looking good. It hit the 780, it sold off, expected this. We all did. I expected 720, then bounce. And you can see it came down to 720. Little bounce, 740. We knew that was resistance a little bit over here. That's where we got it from. And then it came down again, showed extra weakness. That sucked. Then it went back to 740, which looked good, but it didn't close above properly. And then now we're here where we are, in a mess. We're in a mess. Tesla's a mess. But it'll get better. Maybe Elon will come out and do some crazy tweeting and it'll get even better. All right, let me get back to the super chats and get started with those. BTC trading at 53.76. Nice. On the way towards the 55,000. DAVG, AEF on the ASX. Let's do it for DAVG. He's waited a long time. 787 you purchased this. You're looking at a bit of flag there, sir. Very nice. Yes. So this is 3% up today. What is this? Investment managers. Australian Ethical Investment Limited. Oh. Well, look, they're going to do well. These ethical investments are becoming popular. And you can see the big move. Wow, that was huge, the movement that happened there. What the hell happened here? Whoa, that was bad. My God. Anyway, yeah, look, the chart looks pretty strong here. So I think you have traded correctly off a flag. The flag has now, let's call it confirmed. Let's go to the 4 hour. Yeah, okay. Today was a pretty strong close for you. And then if you take this this is a flag. I mean, it's legitimate. It's legitimate, even off the fib of the last pullback. So if you take, I guess we'll go low to high. The fib isn't coming back to the 38.2, which is one of my tests. If you take that low, because fibs can be drawn wherever, people draw them. So you got 38.2 again. So that's good. That's what you want for a flag. Not too deep. Remember, we want the flag to be showing everyone that we can come inside for the barbecue. Remember, I told you guys, if you put the flag outside and the damn thing doesn't fly in the wind and no one can see it, they're not going to come. No one can come. The traders aren't coming to your crappy flag that goes back too far. If it goes to 61.8, that's not a flag. It's trash. So, yeah, I like that. Now, there's two ways of taking it. Most people take flag poles as the length above the break, okay? And that is actually what, I guess, the Technical Analyst Association of the world would say, oh, that's the flag definition. I go with, I usually look at the length like this. But that's what it was. Now, what was that previous high? So that actually was proofing, yeah? So if we take that again and extrapolate it out, yeah, proofs to the previous high. So I think it's pretty strong into 9. I don't care what this is, by the way, guys. Could be Tesla, could be, DOT, could be Bitcoin. It's the same TA. You can use it in any of that type of stuff. So I like that proof there to 9. It makes sense. It doesn't take anyone really very special to see the 9, but this is the type of TA that you would be doing, and proofing is good. You could even go the longer pole. And then in this case, what I would do is I take it from the bottom up, and that gives me like a 950. And I think from the break, it'll give you about 10. So look, it's looking strong. It's looking good. Continue to monitor the situation. I would love it to make a new high above 823, and then you can get on the ship towards your movement. I don't know much about the company itself, though. Australian Ethical Investments. Okay, Heather Neal, we got to do your super chat. My God, you paid $20 and you wait so long. That sucks. Let's go have a look at Mara. So a few people will be happy with you on the Mara. Up 8.33%. So this is less of a question of whether you want to buy Mara based on a TA here and whether you like Bitcoin TA. Because if you feel like Bitcoin's found its base, then of course Mara could be one of the stock investments for you. I would preface these Mara and this Riot on one thing. They became incredibly overpriced. In fact, they were trading at a premium to the Bitcoin price. So just remember, especially Riot, for you to get back, so just load up Riot quickly here. For you to get back up here in the 79, almost Ponzi-like highs, this was stupid. It was dumb. And there are some people in this room, I know there are some people in this room that shorted that beast. They went, haha, that is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. We're going to short that beast down. And I know there's people out there that did it because they told me. And I don't blame them because it was dumb. So if it's dumb, why not? I would think that for Riot to get back up here, you might need like a Bitcoin at, I don't even know, like 80,000? 80,000? That's definitely a possibility. If you're looking at this from a TA chart, though, it's very clear it's going to be 35.82. So 35.82, bang, right there is where you're looking for a breakout. If you were just looking at this and you had no idea about anything else, that is the zone you need a break, and you would probably be looking at least getting a 4-hour plus on the closure above here. Multiple wick rejections, 1, 2, 3. That really is that kind of thing that you want to see broken through. And then when that happens, you can be more sure that it goes towards your 44. And there's quite a large participation opportunity here. Remember, people start piling in on this one. There's a lot of people down a lot in Mara. There's a lot of people down in Riot. So when it starts to look better, they go, oh, my little paycheck, I'm going to put it in. And they get in there trying to average down. So good luck. Kevin N says lumber is $1,200. That's too much. That's true. What do you think of the Bitcoin ETF, says Gavin Shear? I think the Bitcoin ETF helps Bitcoin. It helps, again, legitimize some of the asset. I've said really the big thing here for Bitcoin is always going to be, can they get some kind of alternative fund to actually invest in it? That's going to be the big one. Let's get caught up here. Saga Gadhock super chat $5.98. Thoughts on AAPL? Oh, nice one, dude. Thank you very much for the Singapore $5.98. I love Singapore. To the Singapore crowd, I love it. Love it over there, guys. Get the best chili crab, man. It's good. It's really good. Singapore chili crab. If you like seafood, Singapore chili crab. It's excellent. I love it. Luckily, we have mud crabs here in Australia, so we can also technically do Singapore chili crab. Yeah, Apple looks okay. Last week, we had an announcement. So you always draw to the body closes here. So we want to get down into the 135. Apple's every $5. Every $5 usually is the kind of key support resistances. I'm going to draw right through all those that sell body here and the sell body here. So we're sitting at 132 and a 135 resistance. It's most likely going to hover around this kind of zone. You can see here today, it's scared. It's scared of the 135. You get a closure of 135 plus before the announcement. Expect a little bit of bullish movement up. Where does it go? Could go to the 140. But remember, it is a news announcement coming up here. So the one, or maybe even like here before the news announcement. I think that Apple is going to most likely churn in here before the news. I will say this though. Microsoft comes out with a good earnings. Apple will break out too. They'll all follow each other. If Microsoft kicks it out, then Apple will move with it. Then Amazon will move with it. All the FANG stocks will come up. So this is a great little range. You take the range distance. That's how you usually would trade it. Every time you would trade it the same way, and you would take it to the 138 or just keep holding it because it looks very, very bullish. If it breaks to the downside, you check the proofing. Does the proofing make sense? Does it come back down to a level? This one's not so good. But yeah, that's how I would be doing it. Just fundamentals here take over on Apple this week. It's all about that Microsoft. It's all about how do the earnings stack up. Remember, for anyone that's first coming in and you don't have this, my God, Look at it. It's crazy. That is a crazy week. Does it get any bigger? You've even got eBay. You got Domino's. Holy God. You got ExxonMobil. You got Hasbro. It's all Enphase Energy, which everyone seems to love right now. That's one that will definitely get hurt by a tax bill. Starbucks. Starbucks is a great story of exactly what's going to happen in the American economy. Heaps of people are going to open coffee stores. I've been talking about that for a while. Starbucks doing so well because so many coffee stores unfortunately went bust during the pandemic. But I don't think that will run forever. I think a lot of people are going to move back over here and start new kind of setups. I am really far behind. John Barnett, $2. Izzy or Whitaker? You know I have to go Whitaker, John. Come on. We're going Whitaker. I don't know if Whitaker wins, but I'll just go with it anyway. Alpha T super chat of $5. Hey, Tom, I moved several thousands from IAG airline to physical gold ETF only for the May, June, July period, but second guessing myself help. Oh, you moved money from an airline into gold for May, June, and July period. Well, I think we looked at gold before, and I basically said what you need to be doing, which is just watch in between these two moving averages. We want to see which side we close on. We've got 20 moving average above. We've got 50 moving average below, and we don't have a closure either way. Look at gold. It's going mental right now. Look, it's having a spaz attack. 1777's up, down. This usually shows low liquidity. See how it's like kind of like, it's news related or low liquidity. That's the kind of thing that you expect around news or low liquidity. Look at it. It's not loving itself right now. That liquidity feed looks terrible. So if we get a closure above this level, 1783 kind of zone, then you're looking bullish back to the 1796. Close above 1796, you can be happy. But you can't second guess yourself. Why did you do it? What was your plan? To be worried about it here in the nothingness space is not where you want to be worried about. Now, can you be worried about it if it gets underneath the 1750? What is this level down here? This kind of 1756? Yeah, you can be worried. Then you should have a plan though. Always have a plan. Stick to your plan. Have a purpose in what you're trading. If you don't know, hey, I'm going to get into gold here, and you're feeling bad about holding it here, how strong was your conviction to buy that in the first place? Obviously not the best. Now, I don't want to pick on you for it, but I just was saying, like, I think you need to have a lot of conviction in your trade. Is there something to be worried about here? Now, if you're on a 5-minute chart and you're buying here and you're still holding it here and your stop losses keeps moving down, that's a problem. But if you're on a daily and a 4-hour, you need to be aware there's going to be a lot of psychological games. You know, some people say to me, well, actually, one of the best investors I've ever seen, they bought CSL for $3. They forgot about it for 30 years, and this is an Australian company, and then they came back and they were multi-millionaires because CSL's it's like an Apple story, yeah? It went from like $3, split 3 times, split again, and then now is worth $300. So the thing is that sometimes the golden super diamond hands of dumbness end up being the most successful, and I'm sure you know someone in the family or some relative or some person that tells you about that. But you've got to have confidence in whatever you're doing. You've got to have confidence in whatever you're doing. So Alpha T, I can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you have a plan. Look at this chart, think about the logical things, and you can get worried when things go the wrong way, but have a plan whenever you can. Han Pham super chatted $8. Your views on the China A50. It drops 2.3%, 93% bought, and 7% sold. A50. Wow. Yes, there we go. Okay, we'll check this out in 1 second. Let's go over to the pre-market though. I want to see what's going on in the pre-market. I haven't even loaded it with you guys yet. Whoops, I'm bringing the stream on. That was wrong. Let me get this up. We've got the screener ready to go. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's happening with AMC, GME, every other beast. Damn it. Every other stock. There we are. We got it back. All right, let's refresh this. We've got 495 stocks. These are basically 23 billion plus companies. So not every one of your companies is going to be in here, but this is the way we do it here. We've got Coinbase, of course, having a strong day because Bitcoin is recovering. It is above $300 right now. Now, I was thinking about this whole thing with Cathie Wood buying Coinbase, and I was thinking, is it really stupid or is it smart? And we don't see it yet. So let's say she can't own Bitcoin in her fund. Let's say she has absolute faith Bitcoin is going to go into a cycle. There's nothing that stops her from being able to sell Coinbase, yeah? So I don't think the thing's necessarily worth this much right now, but it will trade with BTC. So if you believe BTC is going to 100K, then could Coinbase become worth theoretically $500 a share? Yeah, I think so. I think it could become worth that. Then would most likely it crash after that? Yeah, probably. Because we're in that cycle. We're in that halving cycle. Always pay attention to the booms and the busts of any markets, any market area. So yeah, Coinbase is up. I'm surprised Square is up so little. I think that I looked at this when it first opened in the pre-market and I laughed at it because it was only up about 0.3. And I thought, that is a day trader's dream because they're going to pick that up and BTC's up. Why isn't Square going to trade up through the pre-market? Pre-market opens have been legitimately good areas for you to take advantage of if you understand what things are trading. I'm telling you, pre-market's been wild like that. It's been also terrible with some super hype coming through, but I was super surprised that the pre-market Square was so low. It was just so low. So Tesla trading here 1.43. You can see all the other greens, plenty of decent companies there. BioNTech takes a 4% dive. You got CGen down 1.56. Let's switch over to crazy speculatives now. Let's click on the speculation pre-market. What have we got going on here? Oxygen up 16%. Mara, Riot, both up heavy. AMC up 4.13%, 10.58. Can it go to 11? Seems quite likely that it could. Horrible Sundial, it's there, but it's only worth 83 cents. Well, now 85 cents. So at least I was correct on Sundial being the most evil of the companies out there that we were seeing run. I mean, that ran to $4, and this thing it was horrible watching people lose money on that. I felt bad. I felt real bad. Then we've got the other marijuana companies not doing too well either. Afria and Tilray, because they all burn cash and they just can't turn it around and make money yet. And where's Palantir? Palantir at 23.67. Green days. We saw the green candle. We saw the second green candle, and then we moved through. We're gonna have to check Neo in a few moments as well because we need to see that one. All right, are we at 500 likes, guys? Did we get there? I'm sure you guys have got us there by now. Let's check it out. Let me just quickly load it up. Oh, easy. You guys goes to 700. Where were you? Telling me to play the music. All right. You guys ready? It's Monday morning. I'll get to the super chats very soon. Tesla earnings day, guys. Phenomenal week. Just again, phenomenal week. We'll be doing TA on everything moving into the market. We are only 28 minutes away from pre-open. Don't worry. We'll get caught up. We'll be ready. And I think it's time for us to get a little bit of hype on. Let's do it. All right. That's good. Thank you for the memes, guys. Cheers to you. Best one. It never gets old for me. I do love it. The new memes just, they're too good. All right, let's get caught up, guys. We'll move over to the live seed. Pump up the volume, says Sherlock Holmes. AMC, GME, J-Rock. You must be my most loyal AMC, GME fan. I know there's some channels out there that just cover those. You know I like to cover everything because I get bored. After doing this for 12 years, or at least, 10 years, pretty damn part-time, full-time kind of action, especially for then, it's boring to look at one market. I just can't do it. Attune Rogers says, I'm over 700. Where's the hype, Tom? It's here. A few people mentioning copper. Let's just have a quick look. Look at copper go. So if you don't know what copper is, during a recession, every time you can go through every single recession, copper gets obliterated. It's also usually a precursor of bad things. Now, when copper is finding strength, and it usually does find strength out, it means that governments are buying tons of it. It's used heavily in, of course, infrastructure projects. And this is the sign of actually a healthy economy. I know that's bizarre, but it's true. This is the sign that you're looking for a healthy economy generally in the markets. Wealth Tour with Bimsy says, hi FX Evo boss. Thank you very much. Thank you very much there. Hello to you, Wealth. We've got verified news. Oh, we need to do the China 50. Let's go back to the China 50. So you were asking whether this market deserves to be selling off so hard. So I think it's a mixture of the government obviously pushing in hard here, and that's never good for the index. So let's put it in perspective. It's pulled back pretty heavily. Do I find this chart, a sell-off market that's going to continue, or do I think it's finding base? The answer is I think it's finding base. I think it's doing actually quite okay. So Fibonacci, if you took a Fibonacci of the pullback, it looks horrible, but you're looking at the 38.2 and the 50 area, which is correct. That's where you expect it to kind of stop in that range. You guys know I love the Fibonacci range, which is right here. You're also back between the 20 and the 50 moving average. This is the reason I use these moving averages, guys. And look at this, and this is the reason why. Do you notice that on the weekly, it is selling off the 20 and buying off the 50? So what's this telling us? We're in a ranged market. We're finding consolidation. We're finding a floor. And what you want to do now is you want to start spotting volume spikes. So you want to start spotting accumulation improving. And then as it breaks out, because you know where your resistance is. I'm always changing my, kind of tweaking my idea. And I think this is a really cool concept. And that concept is that, is there any reason really to get the low when you can take the participation phase? You can take the buying phase. There's in the Discord. Someone posted the other day and it resonated with me. I don't know. I'll have it for tomorrow's stream. Subscribe, come to the tomorrow's stream. We'll check it out together. But there's a 3-step rule or a 4-step rule to always focus on. And there was one that just resonated with everything I've learned. And I thought, yes, I've got to tell the community about that. It's just so good. It doesn't deserve to stay behind the private walls. We've got to put it in the public as well. And that was to buy a already bullish market when it's getting through key levels pretty much. Because when that happens, so say here, when you buy it here, you might not get the low. But what you do get is you get usually a very statistically likely bullish movement. And this is a good, it doesn't matter joining in on the group when the things are going up like this, because there's plenty of extra green sky above. That's right, I said green sky because of the money. So yeah, I think the sell-off is just happening because it's hitting the top there. I think you're accumulating here. You've got your base formation around that 16.8. The Asian markets sometimes do stop at 8s as well. They love 8s. So lots and lots of 8s. And then you've got 17.8. Why is it stopping at the 8s, guys? 17.8, 16.8. What's that? It's 1,000 point-ish range. Now, I might have just drawn that for effect, but you know what I'm thinking. And then, of course, that takes us to 18.8. So once we get through, we go 18.8, but I think that the market usually roars in these countries. So it looks good. Good luck there. I have no opinion on the bought sold. You will always see huge buy statistics, Han Farm. It's never going to be negative. It's always going to be huge amounts of buys. Okay? In these markets. So don't worry about that one. What you got to do is look at the options market. Hans Jacob, CHF 6, the demon, the devil, $6.66. Thank you though. Hey Tom, what are your thoughts about shorting the market? For example, CVM. Oh wait, I missed verified news, Dave's one, but I'll do Dave's in a second. CVM. Thanks you and greetings from Switzerland. Well, I love Switzerland, but I I don't know if I forgive Switzerland for doing this to people. And this is, it's not your fault, by the way, Hards, but you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm about to bring up a learning experience for all. It is horrible. Oh, wow. Kraken data is really bad. Let me just quickly get the Oanda data here. Euro Swiss. Let me just load the Euro Swiss floor. I want to show people what happens in a pegged market. Here is a pegged market, and this is what happens when they let it go. This is when the government, or effectively the central bank, is holding a market up, and they go, whoa, 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 we can't do it anymore, goodbye. And believe me, that's not where it went. It went to 50 cents. 5 minutes. Totally got absolutely destroyed. People got destroyed. It blew accounts out hundreds of thousands of dollars backwards on like $3,000. It was crazy. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen in the markets, for sure. Nothing will ever get crazier than that one. 5 minutes. CVM. What are your thoughts on shorting? Okay, so firstly, shorting the market's too hard for most people. I don't suggest it. I think it's very difficult. It's like we've got this whimsical idea that we're all going to be great at shorting. If you shorted versus buying, it is so much easier to buy. I mean, there's a reason why Robinhood traders all look like gods, and many of you out there, like I buy and I have diamond hands and I do well. Buying in stock is easy. Now, if you buy in Forex market, that's stupid. You have to buy and sell there. But yeah, generally speaking, very hard to short. When you short, one of the best ways to do so is generally going to be options, because it can't stop you out, if you know what I'm saying. There's an expiry time. Yes, you've got an expiration on it, but you can fix your risk using bought options. So of course, bought puts or spreads. So I would say spreads is one of the best things to do. This example here kind of looks terrifying to really short against. I mean, you've got big spikes coming through, and then of course, big sell-offs. I'm not sure if it's a biotech company. I think you've got to be like a absolute beast to get that done. So I would say don't. But that's not my advice. It's just the concept of it's hard. It's hard. Viacom's for Dave. We'll do this one here. My God, it looks horrible, Dave. Guys, you know what to do. Get it in. Get the knives out. Get the knives out. That is, wow, that's bad. Dave, look into this one. Obviously, smaller time frame, I assume. Yeah, okay. 4 hour. Oh, people going crazy about Tesla. What's going? We need to do a option stream one day here. People love options now, which is cool. I love options. Options are cool. But only when you use them smartly. Yep, when this candle happened here, it went more bullish, that's for sure. So the 4 hour went more bullish. I don't know. Maybe you see something here, Dave, that you like a lot. But I think just those last ones, if you went to a 1 hour, which is probably what you were doing, yes. When this broke out from these last three lows and kind of like a channeling low, that candle there was strong. You could have looked at buys. It's certainly a falling knife in the higher time frames, and you know where the big issues were. There's one here, and I know you know 44. So 44 is going to be your next level. Stay prepared. Stay in it. Good luck. Andre subscribed. Cool. And I thought we'd catch up. We've almost caught up here. We got David Taylor super chatting $2. Hi, Tom. What are your favorite material stocks? Rio, FMG, BHP, Rio, iron ore. Yeah, look, I'm Australian, so I like brown dirt. We have a rock called Uluru, which is also brown. We like brown stuff. So yeah, I would say it's going to be iron ore for my picks. I just love that during recovery plays. I think it's really, really strong recovery play. I'll show you kind of an example. In America, a lot of people buy Vail instead. And there was even some arbitrage playing there during the pandemic on Vail. But I'll show you why I don't mind these stocks. Sometimes they give you good opportunities. Does anyone see why this is just the best? Look at this. Just recently. Twice. Look. Crazy resistance, guys. And I love super cycles. So do I like Rio at the end of this year? No. Do I like it in January? Probably not. It's going to be over. We'll do a stream on the sectors if the market starts to fall like the chart was kind of going. But guys, we are 16 minutes in to almost Monday market open. I see people going wild on Tesla. We got 740 on the pre. So we are going to open up right on resistance for the day traders. It's looking hot. It's looking good. We got pre-market, strong Tesla moves. Then we'll go in through the pre-market, of course, into the end of the day where we will find out whether Elon Musk has bought it home for you guys, because it's implied volatility central here on Tesla. I actually think we need to look at NEO, because NEO has been actually the better percentage here for the last couple of days. We correctly identified NEO on this. Now, I saw someone before and they said, I'm in NEO. And they were so happy about it. They spelt NEO wrong. You know who you are. You can't buy the stock and not know how to spell the company, damn it. So when you put NEO in, I want to see NEO spelt correctly. Here we get the close above. That signaled to us that the end of this hideous downtrend was over. We'd formed base around that 36, 35 area, and we were ready to make the next move. So this is going to be also reliant, of course, on the Tesla news. If we get up, we're going to go towards 46. Once we get through 46, we remain 50 is the next level, and 55. So this company, it's been real tough owning this company for a while here. If I don't own this, but it's been real tough. But the trade was cool. So I like the trade. And now you're in Tesla's hands. That's the way I see it. That's the way I see it. So guys, it's time to vote on what you want in the 4 screener coming into the market open. We'll load up a little bit here. We'll go to the 4 screener. Of course, Tesla's going to be there. Don't worry. So we'll allow 2 open as usual. We're going to have US 100 top right. We're going to have Tesla right here. And we need to watch Tesla on the 1 minute chart, because we're all about the 1 minute lifestyle today. Why not? It's going to be fun. We're going to open at 740. So we'll go up here to the 740. We'll see how it interacts. What would you like to see on the left-hand side? And by the way, net, Cloudflare. I love cybersecurity. 10%. Yes. Finally, the sleeping dragon got woken up. Stupid stock. Took too long. Knock knock. Super chat $2.99. ACTI bugger foul guess. No one cared about new COD map. It's a massive company, knock knock. It's a massive company. Oh, I see all these votes coming in here. So the problem with that is going to be that, look, you know, it's kind of like when Black Ops came out. And then Black Ops came out, the market ran a little bit into Black Ops. Black Ops was kind of crap. This is a few years ago. And then, of course, the Blizzard, do you have phones kind of thing happened. Oh my God, that was terrible. And then it went all the way down. And I owned it into the BlizzCon. I remember I bought some of the damn thing. And that was called buying a falling knife. And then it went down to like $40. And I was like, I had to wait until WoW Classic until I could get more of it, so I could get the hell out of this damn thing at $100. Blizzard Activision doesn't usually run off that kind of news event. There is lots of good benefits though. They've got the Immortal thing. People seem to like it. They've got a new phone game, obviously there. You've got the new Diablo 2 Resurrected, which will sell a whole bunch. Then you've got D4, which is just a huge amount of Diablo. And they've got some new Blizzard titles. And look, Warzone continues to be a beast profit-wise. Same with Candy Crush, etc. So maybe we'll look at that chart when we've got time after the market open. We've also got Trenton Morris coming in with $2. Can you take a look at MVIS? Up 70% from last week. So it looks like we have people voting here. What have people asked for? Doge, but only one Doge. NEO. The new NEO going up is NEO. Oh, was I wrong? NEO. It's not. What is this? Why are we so excited about this? I mean, I don't mind the chart. I get it. There's some nice base formations here on the weekly. I also like a lot of healthcare right now. This is medical nursing services. Is that the one you guys are talking about? Why do you think commodities are done by the end of the year? Because they're ridiculously priced. And I think you've got like that kind of instant demand where governments are like, do it at all costs. And then there's this oversupply that hits. You've got shipping will become much cleaner as well by the end of the year. So look at the way the GFC played out. 2011 was a commodities high. We're on the exact same lead up to that event. Remember, we're basically 1-for-1ing this right now. This is the GFC superimposed with the current market. Oh, so you can see what's happened now and the way it moves. We're 11 minutes off market open here. We have Tesla earnings today, guys. And we have probably made the selection, it looks like. Oh, man, you guys are all over the place. PLTR. Is PLTR the one? Bong. MBIS. And Neo itself. Roku, Enphase. Wow. There's all sorts of ones. I guess it's MBIS, which is insane. So Microvision. And then I'm going to put AMC here. And I'm only going to put AMC here because I'm interested to see how the 1 minute trades. Because we had a few votes on this one. So let's just see how that goes. And MBIS. So this was a donation, which we had to look at. Trenton Morris. Let's have a look here at MVIS. Microvision. Oh, not only is it really great purchasing that's come through here, but now you're breaking through the resistance here on the daily open. Look, if it holds up here, you're looking at back to the 24s, aren't you? Just underneath the 24, around the 24. So there's even more percentage in this thing. This break, it's not so much even this move that's insane. It's the breakout if it confirms that's insane. Because the daily above, this has been a crazy range. Crazy movement up with fail, with movement up with fail. So it's basically a giant range band channel. And you're about to break that if this thing holds. 12.8%. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see this pull back and test these highs today, in fact. I actually think it could do that. If it does close above all of this range, this is actually the expected profit. The expected range goes to 27, 24 you'll have to be very careful of. I'd say there's people selling there. But yeah, very bullish, completely speculative. These kind of moves, it doesn't hold forever. It's a $2.83 billion company at this price. But they're the levels that we're looking at. So good luck on this one. Well done. Not bad. Latin America was shut. Iron will drop when they open, says Tony Hall. Yeah, iron will drop. So iron ore is kind of like its own thing. But look at copper. Look at the materials. So it's really just materials run into the end of the year is my thoughts. Tom, can you take a look at AWK close? Looking to close the trade. We'll see if we can, Lego Spartan. We'll see if we can. All right. Here we are at the pre-market. We've got 8 minutes to go here. We've also got Eric Kempton coming in here with a super chat. $4.99. UTHR long-term bull. All right, let's have a look. UTHR. United Therapeutics. Therapeutic companies doing quite well. Wow, that's a phenomenal chart, man. Phenomenal movement too recently. We've looked at this, I think, once before on the stream. Look, there's nothing really bearish about this right now, is there? I mean, it looks really great on the weekly. It's probably a little bit extended away from what it likes to do, where it extends and then it's pulled back. Each time it's extended, it has had a relatively decent sell-off. Actually, how big was that sell-off? Was that the same sell-off as here? No. Was it the same percentage? Let's have a look. You want to try to notice similarities that the bots or Wall Street are doing. So 10, 12. I could see a pullback occurring. It's just pretty hyper extended away. It's in uncharted territory. So I feel like you're probably going to a pullback here. Even the charts are starting to make it look like that. Let's go to the 2 hour. So there's been no peak, trough. Okay, so what you're looking at here is probably a 210, maybe a resistance. And if it sells off underneath that zone, expect further pressure selling. Like the pressure selling will be quite decent. I think it would be around 8%. So you're looking really just for a sequence, and that sequence is, of course, movement down, movement up, lower peak, lower trough. Ideally, you get it on a 4-hour, but you might have to get it on 2-hour as well. Very strong at this point. 2-hour, 20 moving average is held at 3 times. So, of course, if we do go up here and then break underneath, what's that going to mean? It's going to mean you're breaking the 20 moving average as well, which is already in itself the bearish signal off this hyper move. Good luck there on that one there. That's not too bad, not too bad. A lot of copper from Chile was that closed too, says Dave. Yeah, I mean, basically, look, everything, all the materials are going. Now, they're not just going, as you said correctly, there's shipping concerns here. You've got also a huge amount of countries that are shutting some production due to the COVID stuff. And just every country is different, yeah? But it doesn't change that I think demand is there for that reason. Demand was there because their infrastructure builds, everyone's buying it. And then once that initial glut is met and everyone starts production, you'll find that, yes, it just drops off. So it's not a long-term thing, usually, these material sectors. They're kind of like, they have a super boom and then they bust. And they do it almost every time. Like, I've traded iron ore stocks for a long time and they're pretty boring. You know, you can go back and have a look at a Rio chart, and I'll actually bring it up and I'll show you how bad things can get because it sucks. When you poorly invest in these, it sucks. Look, GFC, recovery, January 11. Look, pullback, March, pullback, Jan into March. It's the same thing. Look, same thing. One last spurt, done. Goodbye. It's over. Because that's what happens. Terrible for so long. And then it came okay once. But this was different because what happened here was they were using technology to reduce their costs. So they reduced their iron ore costs massively throughout this time. They got busted, and then this was actually huge amounts of profit made from firing lots of people. So it was a little bit different. 4 minutes here to the market open. Let's focus in on the markets. We've got strong US 500 coming through. 41.85. I'll get to the super chat soon. 41.85 here, 0.26% up. We've got US 100 reversing the 0.15% down to now be green. We have 10-year treasuries up. Everything's up. Dollar index is up. Treasury yields is up, which is bizarre. Markets up. IWM is probably going to be up, which is the Russell 2000. It was doing a little bit better. And of course, we've got Tesla, compelling evidence to say that people are bullish into the earnings today. Of course, 7.5% to 8% implied volatility on the session expected. Earnings is going to be nuts after today's market. Oh my goodness. It could be a bloodbath. It could be very glorious. What do you guys think? Will Tesla smash expectations? Harry, are you here? Harry's our resident bull for Tesla. He's the most bullish person in the chat. Guys, do you think that Tesla's going to meet expectations? And what is your end of day price? I want to see yes or no to whether they're going to meet expectations. And I'd love to see your price target for tomorrow's open. So what's going to happen in the aftermarket? Let me know right now. US 100 is not really actually probably what we should be watching. We should watch the US 500 because we know that 41.80, a close above here, is going to expose some buying pressure. Remember, this is, let's get the SPX because we don't need the fake market. We need the real one. So here is the 41, what is this? 41.88. So on the 4-hour, we need a 41.85 close above on the 4-hour to signal more bullish pressure into this earnings season. Let's check the markets coming through. So we've got here pre-market in the crazy speculation. We have the strongest Oxygen. We've got Mara. We've got Riot blockchain off the back of course, Bitcoin coming through here. 4% up on AMC. It's been pretty stable. I'm not even sure if it's even trading. It seems like it's just sat there. 1066. Will it go to 11? Seems likely if it can hold this level today. The daily closed above 10. A massive bullish signal there. What else? Not much. Let's go through to the screener. Most bullish company probably today is going to be Coinbase. We've got Coinbase. We've got Tesla 1.6. We've got Square now coming through with the 1.13. I told you the pre-market was wrong. They were wrong. I don't understand why Square was trading at 0.2 on the open. It trades a little bit with Bitcoin, so it moves pretty hard there. 1 minute till the market open. Here we go. Whoop. 15 seconds, not long. Let's see if we can get the opening bell for you. Here we go. Congratulations, guys. You made it to Monday market open session. Thank you so much for joining us. Here we go. We've got AMC coming in at a 1070, 1060. It's all crazy. Tesla opening at 740, a bit sluggish. Probably will be some selling here early on that one. Let's see how it comes through in the first 5 minutes. We've got SPX opening at 4188, very strong, and MVIS holding above. Let's see if that continues on its rocket ship. That's a crazy move. 13% off the back of 70% last week. Let's now bring up the percentage changes for the actual open. We've got Coinbase opening at 303. We've got Tesla 2%, 744 now, 745. So that 745 specifically has been the hard daily number. Booking holdings, American Express making some recovery from last week. Shopify up as well. Twilio, Square up 0.82. Let's go to the negatives. Here's all the negative companies. Lockheed, more of the boomer companies, I guess you would say. Nothing to... Oh, Spotify down. That's actually been relatively strong over the last couple of weeks, so kind of surprising. Let's go to the watch list. Percentage change here. Mara up 7.5. Mara seems to be a lot better than Riot Blockchain at recovering from Bitcoin moves. So it's clearly the one with the better sentiment on it. GameStop down 1.22. The only red in the speculation here. Guys, you pumped for this week? Again, I want to remind everyone we are in crazy earnings week. Please be aware you have Apple coming out, Facebook. If you want to know where to get these things, either join up to the Discord community in the links somewhere pinned or a bullet down below, or also you can get them from Earnings Whispers. Of course, I think these are the best for most traders. They show you a great physical, just bang, you get the information. We're very visual humans, and that is what we instantly, you can see all these brands and bang, 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 you know when they're coming out. You should always be aware when the big ones are coming. Get your earnings beat data as well. Beats and misses, always cool to check out. And of course, this chart is cool as well. All right, AAPL struggling around the 135. Don't worry about Rio, we don't need that. And then SPX here. So Tesla hits the 745. Let's see what everyone thought for Tesla for today. Paul Nanny says, I hope we can get greedy, but goes down so I can get greedy. So Paul's very bullish here, but he says under $700. SPAC Broker says no 700. Miles Away Jackson says end of day 765. Tomorrow open 795. Yeah, if a good result happens, I think it's very unlikely it breaks 800 in the pre-market tomorrow. There's just so much resistance there. Going down after earnings, then up, 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 says Elegant Aware. Buy Tesla at $600 later, says J-Rock. Brent Misenko says, does it ever go up? No, Tesla usually has pretty bad earnings. Like the earnings always disappoint the market and then it goes up later. Tom McDonald says haircut. Tom, can you add Uniswap to your morning list of cryptos you cover? Yeah, I can. I like Uniswap. I should really have it over there compared to the others. I did add it to the list last week and it disappeared. It's kind of like Sundial won't bugger off. I delete it and it just comes back. It just won't go away, guys. So AMC on its way towards $11 town. That was really good. I probably should have got that one. I don't even like the stock, but I do think that when you get that daily close above 10, I was crapping on about it so much, I might as well, trade what I crap on about there. That was a bit of a miss from me. He's from Boston. I am not from Boston, but yes, I'm from Australia actually, but that's okay. You're probably talking about something else. 7 to 8% volatility either way, says Truly Messiah. That's correct. That is correct. I'm back in the money on AMC Diamond Hands, damn it. Official 13 devalues. Congratulations and good luck on This one. Sundial review, says Bank. No, we're not doing no sundial review today. We don't have time. We can't be doing it. Tesla 748. Let's scroll down through these. Cloudflare down, doesn't surprise me. Square up 1.67%. Yes, that's right. We should be up because it trades randomly with Bitcoin for no apparent reason. And I'm telling you this, if Bitcoin crashes at the end of the year, and for some unknown reason, I know they have Bitcoin, but they don't have enough to really worry the company. If Square gets obliterated, I'm gonna be like, all right, I don't care about that because I don't think it will, but let's just say it does come down heavily with the Bitcoin market. That would be very interesting. T-Doc, as always, terrible, and Apple and Snow here. So look, everything's looking all right here into the green, but as I said, it's not even about the technicals this week. I'm a technical channel, but I don't even think the technicals matter. It is fundamentals take over week. So we're going to have to start reading reports on the stream, possibly. We're going to have to start looking at those types of things. And more importantly, we'll have to start really stacking up the positives and the losers from the earnings and really take a look at the beats and misses as much as possible. Let's move over here and do these final super chats. We've got Eric Kempton waiting very patiently. UTHR. Oh, we did that one. United Therapeutics. Thank you very much for that. And then we've got Matthew Ash with a $5 donation. Wants WTM, White Mountains Insurance Group. Ooh, 0.5% open in the session. We're on the monthly. Let's go down the weekly. Great breakup. Beautiful, beautiful candles. These two candles together are always a great sign. The bullish hammer is just even better. So you had a great week last week. We've done this one for you before, I'm pretty sure, Matthew. Breakout, great. That's awesome. Double bottom is in. On the pullback, it's the correct type of double bottom as well. Let's take the trend line, move that out. Proofs really well with the high. I mean, I think regardless, the market wants to take you to the high. The question is, does it want to break through the high? And I hope it does for you. But look, this trend looks really strong. Nice amounts of bullish candles. 2 hour looks good. What's it following? Following a 1 hour 20. So 1 hour 20, 1 hour 20, 1 hour 20. So because you've got the 1, 2, 3, you can pretty much look for 1 hour 20s to give you a bit of sentiment towards the bull side. There's nothing wrong here, man. Like everything looks good. This little consolidation looks good. Oh, one sec. I was going to sneeze. It looks good. It looks good. Hopefully you get towards your promised land, which is of course that 1258, 1260 zone. And if you're even more bullish on it, just keep, following the general trend. It looks good. Silver taking a hit. So silver's still up pretty okay. 26.12. That's my long-lasting trend line that I've drawn through everything. So I guess actually it's still being maintained. Probably again shows us if we can get through... Wait, that's not my long-lasting trend line. What the hell is this? I like it, but I don't know what the hell it is. Don't worry about that. That's crap. I thought that was one from a long time ago. Go to the daily. I don't think there's any hits here. It looks fine. 2050, all good. Watch gold more carefully on the 4 hour. So we're looking for gold between the 20 and the 50 exponentials. PLTR running. I haven't done PLTR. Let's have a look. Palantir. Palantir had its first green day. We were so happy. We were so happy with this candle off support. We're like, oh, praise. Because the thing about Palantir is it never holds a green day. It sucks. 24. The arch nemesis of Palantir. This time, guys, though, when Palantir gets through 24, what do you think? It's going to move to the 27, 28, isn't it? It's not going to do this crap breakout. This was actually hype, I believe, from a bunch of online communities. So if Palantir does it correctly and moves through 24 correctly, then we can start to get a little bit more hyped about this stock. I'm loving those bullish days for you, though. Weekly looks good. You can see the buying wicks coming through this area here. It's all good. Buying wicks is good. Shows momentum. MVIS 22%. Lol, says Kevin. Yeah, MVIS is crazy. MBIS has been the stock of the week. Yeah, it's soaring on the rocket ship to the moon. Except in this case, the rocket ship towards the $24. So it's just kept going up. Opens up here, gets another 10% on it. 24 is going to be a problem. So just before 24, be careful. You know, if it's flowing through like this, it's going to go quite crazy. It's going to go quite crazy when it sells off. BTC coming in here at 53,730. Nice for that. And then we've got, of course, the rest. Got Derek 4 with 1,000,000 zeros coming in here. Hong Kong $25 high with 1,000,000 zeros, Tom. I know, Derek, don't worry. I hope Tesla can stop wriggling there and just shoot straight up already. Also, how do you feel about LMND? LMND. Lemonade. I haven't covered this stock in a while. Ooh, I don't mind it, dude. Yeah. I mean, it got obliterated. But I really like wick purchases. You know this. I'm a huge fan of seeing buying wicks, showing that there's some like fund or some person that just wants to buy the crap out of that zone. And when they do it a lot, it forms base. And you know I'm all about the base. So we go down to the daily. We're about to create a double bottom. We know 110 is still an issue, but that will move it towards the 110. In fact, today might be the closure that we need because these are bearish ones, so I don't care about those candles. So today closing here could be quite bullish for Lemonade. Yeah, I think the base formation is in. Notice also the increase in volume recently. Sneaky buyers. Sneaky, sneaky. Not bad. Thank you for bringing that into the community. I don't mind it at all. MVIS to $28, says J-Rock. Let me go back to this MVIS. $28 makes some sense, man. I mean, if you're drawing to all the way to the wick, which is probably what you're doing. Yeah, comes into the 28. So I still think 24 is a big problem for it. I would expect selling pressure there. Just before that zone. Of course, now you have your artificial kind of support just underneath around the 20. Yeah, look, know what you're getting into. You're getting into a crazy thing that may stop at any point and then obliterate your account. So you've got to know what you're trading. All about the base, no treble. Derek, you mean Tesla hasn't shot straight up already? Derek's greedy, man. When you get 1,000,000 zeros, you need a lot more. You need a lot more. 745, it's still contending with this area. Imagine if it closes right here. So it closes at this horrible 745 area, and then it has good earnings, and then it comes through with the 800 tomorrow. So I feel like it's going to be one of these two things. It's either going to be 700 open or 800 open tomorrow. That's kind of how I feel about it. I just think, what is the percentages? So the percentage up would be 7. Okay, well, that's the implied volatility. And the percentage down would be about 6. That's funny. Because that's the major resistance. This is the major support. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Either we got like a 800-ish kind of open or we got a 700-ish kind of open. Of course, that's no better for any of you, but yeah. Laurie says, have a good day all. Absolutely. So I think that probably brings us to the close of the stream. Thank you so much for joining us. For today's session, we are looking clearly at the US 500. We are waiting for Tesla, and then we're probably waiting more for Microsoft earnings through the session. Remember, Microsoft. This will lead the way for the big tech and lead the way for bullish momentum. But the market is signaling at this stage that it is bullish. It is excited, and you can see that on the S&P 500. 41.91, very strong move here in the early session. Can it hold? The close is always the key. And this week is not a week that I would take lightly in the technicals. As I said, it's just so fundamental. It's so fundamental. So we'll be watching the fundamentals, the beats and misses, and I feel like there could be some optimism here. Maybe make a new really serious high here on the S&P 500, get that Nasdaq to where it needs to be, and then we will probably go a little bit bearish for a little while. All right, Thank you so much. Over 900 likes, not bad. Gareth says, absolutely. Everyone was awesome today. Thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you so much for the memberships as coming through. Remember, join up. And if you're cool at making emoticons, message me in the Discord. I would love to get some custom emoticons for the community on YouTube. There's nothing better than custom. Also, post your memes, and then we can do a meme recap section. I love them so much. Good luck to the crypto traders. Good luck to the commodities traders, indices, stocks, and everything else. Bye for now. See you tomorrow. Yeah, Haley, unfortunately, of course, I can't tell you whether to buy or sell anything. I can only give you the tools that show you where confirmation